Hey there, welcome to AutoTechWorld. This 2009 Honda Odyssey had a problem. His windshield wiper quit working, and in this video I'm going to show you how I'm going to replace the wiper motor. Now we have our wiring diagram here. We have this fuse box that's behind the left kick panel. Now we could check the fuse, fuse number 20, 10 amp fuse, to make sure that's good. And if that's good, then we have our Myco rear junction box. Now that sits behind the right rear side trim panel. You can go straight to the motor. Now there is 4 wires going to the motor. One is ground, and the other 3 have to have power when the motor is on. This junction box sits right behind here, and our fuse panel is right here. So right here we have our fuse panel. Just pull. We have our cover which tells us number. We need fuse 20. Fuse 20 is right there. It's a 10 amp. So it's that fuse right there. So you could pull it, you could just pull that fuse out, check it if it's good, and if it's good, then it's probably your motor, or the issue might be somewhere else. But first check the fuse, because that's the easiest, and then you can go from there. Then when you're done, just take your cover and you just slide it back in. Like that. Not a bad setup. So let's start by removing our trim piece in the back here. Now what you want to do first is, you first want to remove this piece right here from the big piece. You don't have to fully remove it, but at least remove it or detach it from here. If you have one of these plastic trim removers, it's gonna help you out. Or should anyways. That comes off like that. Then do the same thing to the other side. That, and then you can remove our big trim. Now you're also going to have to remove this handle here with 2 Phillips drivers. Now with those screws removed, you can keep on pulling away at your trim piece. The other side here. This is where this long trim piece comes in handy. You can just kind of put it in there and just undo them. Up there. Oh, I guess it came off. Now with that out of the way, here's our motor. If we take it off, it's still going to be attached to our windshield wiper. And this is our connector. Now we got our 3 wires need to be positive, and the 1 is ground. So this is a black one, that's ground. If you look at our diagram, the black one is ground, green, green, black, and yellow, green, they're power. So let's disconnect the connector. Great to have a pick, then you can just shove it in here and then pry it up. Something very tiny, or maybe a very small flat screwdriver would work too. Just pry it up and then you can eventually just pull it out. And we're gonna close the hatch, and then you can just pry it off like so. And then you just remove this 10mm nut. Now you should be able to take your wiper off. So it's easier to just pull it up and then just pry it back and forth, and then it will just come loose. Don't break it though. Now you can see that there's some threads here, so there's probably a nut behind this plastic. I'm just gonna twist it off like that. Here we have our nut. This is a 23 millimeter nut. It needs to come off. Okay, let's try our impact. I'm just gonna clean it off with a wire brush and then soak it with some penetrating oil. See if that'll loosen it up. With a little back and forth, it eventually came off. Nice. Okay, now we can go back inside the vehicle and remove these 10 millimeter bolts. That should be it. And now, just come out like that. Here's our old unit and our new unit. So I'm gonna take this washer off and install it right there. Also, our unit doesn't have these rubber grommets, so I'm gonna have to move them over from here to there. I'm gonna push this metal pin through, and then they come right off, just like that. Can you see that? Push this little pin, metal centerpiece out, and then the rubber grommets will come out just like that. Fairly simple. Live and learn, eh? Okay, now we had this thin side facing away from the motor. So this thin side of the rubber grommet is facing towards you. Then you just install it like that. Do the same thing on all the others. Just like so. And then these pieces go on like this. On the side where the motor is, they go on. Okay, there should be one more. It's right here. Oop. Already had that one installed. Don't forget the washer. And then we can reinstall our unit. Looks like there's a washer right there. I don't know if you can see it. On that side there too. Insert it right in there. Start that bolt. Start that one. And start this bolt. Tighten them all up. Plug it in. Click. There we go. Now that's the washer. So then we first install our nut. Just gonna hand tighten it first. I'm gonna use a ratchet here. So, and then I'm just going to wipe this off rag. Install this grommet. And let's see if it works. Turn the key on. Rear wiper on. Perfect. Turn it back off. All right, that's finished installing it. So you can clearly see where the wiper was sitting on this van. Now is probably a good time to clean the windshield, but it's facing the passenger side. I'm gonna use some glass cleaner here. All right, perfect. Which side was it? Like that? I'm just kidding. About right there. And then install the nut. Make sure you get it on straight. Oh, let's see. Okay, that's obviously not right. Hey, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? There you go. Okay, turn off. Install this cap. Okay. Let's install the trim piece. Installing this trim piece is not a lot of fun, so I'm removing these pieces, remembering which was where, just to see more. Then I can look through these holes here. So this is a lot of playing around, get it all in, because you cannot really see what you're doing. Just go around and just pound all these clips in. Now you can see this clip kind of stayed in there. I'm going to remove it and then push it in here. See the trim tool. Take it out. Install it right there. And then kind of try to push it that way a little bit. There you go. And also install the passenger side. These clips will stay there. So, and then remember our covers. This one right here for the passenger side. Oh. Oh. I guess I messed this one up. So this one's for the passenger side. Yeah, you can't do it wrong because otherwise it sticks over a little bit. Now you also want to install these two screws. All right. And that is how you install a new windshield wiper motor. If you think this video was helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to see future content. Otherwise, thanks for watching and God bless you.